Hi, this is J.R. Reidinger. I'm coming to you live on MeetON from our home in Greenwich, Connecticut. You know, it's been a couple weeks since convention, since you got home, and I don't know why, but the buzz about it has just been greater than ever and hasn't stopped. I hope, or I guess it's because a lot of people got it, and that's great. But at convention, I promised to go into more detail on some of the enhancements or changes in the MPCP, some of the things that we're doing to try to get everything working together and increase the residual income and the longevity of the plan and the system. So it's all good. And I want to explain in some detail how the IBV plan is aligned with the BV plan and the shopping annuity now, and how they work synergistically together rather than against each other. I think you'll find it very informative. But I had some really fabulous slides that are very instructional, that step by step go through things to help you understand it, and of course as a leader, help you to be able to explain it better to your organization. So let's dive right in. You know, the first thing I want to talk about is BV versus IBV, and the IBV plan's alignment with the BV plan. They're supposed to work together or synergistically, and then they're supposed to work with the shopping annuity to work together rather than against each other. And it's kind of migrated or evolved to where they're pulling against each other and not working the way I intended them to. So on this slide, it shows a little bit about what's happening. The stars in the BDCs that have the red center are people that are already earning checks. They're maxed out at, you know, $1,500, $2,100, $3,600 a week, or they're earning regularly weekly. So these are the UFOs that are leaders that are already earning. Then the black BDCs are UFOs that are growing steadily or slowly climbing the brackets that would benefit from the BV being in the BV plan, but it's in the IBV plan, and many of these people are doing the shopping annuity. So they're not going rocket fast, but they're steadily growing. I wouldn't call them stable. They're kind of go now, and they're just doing it at their own pace. Then we have well-established, stable, or growing organizations that, you know, they're really not adding a lot of new people, but they're doing 1,000 to 5,000 per week. Most are slowly accruing IBV, maybe not as fast as BV, and doing the shopping annuity. And then they're told to do BV in the IBV plan. And it all sounds good, but it actually displaces or substitutes from the IBV accumulation and the shopping annuity master member program. So nobody intends for that to happen, but that's my job to explain to you when things don't work right or when they could work better. So that's what we're doing right now. So, you know, it's about the BV versus IBV and where it's supposed to go, and making sure that the plan is aligned with the BV plan and the shopping annuity to work together rather than against each other or competing. So the blue BDCs that you see here that are pointed to in the caption box are new or stable UFOs. They're doing the requirements. We all have a lot of these people. You know, timing hasn't reached the point where they're tearing it up, but they believe and they're solid, and they're making retail profits and slowly accruing towards commissions, doing 100 to 500 BV per month that they think is going into the BV plan, but then they're asked to put some of it in the IBV plan, and it kind of splits it. So there's numerous UFOs like this, probably the majority of the organization. So try to understand what happens here. You have a BV bank and an IBV bank, and the organization is exactly the same in the BV and the IBV. They're kind of transparently laid over each other. But in the MPCP, they operate separately, but they're totally transparent one to the other. The accumulation and earning in one doesn't affect the accumulation or earning in the other unless we're mixing BV and IBV. So MABV products and volume going into the IBV plan sometimes are for the wrong reason. Nobody thought of it or understood it, and it ends up causing what I call double dipping. They're earning twice on the BV when they should be getting other people to earn in the BV plan to secure their legs and then do separate IBV. So it's important to understand that this wasn't intentional. It was unintentional to the MPCP and to the lower level growing UFOs. They end up not benefiting the way they should. So this shows an organization that is transparent and the same with the BV banks on the left and the IBV banks on the right. So what happens is Market America BV products that we allowed to be used for the 10-20-30 accrual or to be put into and used in the IBV plan, okay, are moving Market America BV to the IBV plan, and that people that already have large organizations end up earning twice on the same BDC, but it's reducing the BV accrued by other UFOs in the BV plan. And nobody ever thought of the fact that that would happen. So the arrow here shows, what's happening. We're supposed to be building from the bottom up in the MPCP, starting with the BV plan, where we work at the bottom, we sponsor at the bottom, we do the ABC pattern, we do downline placement at the bottom, and it all accrues up, benefiting everyone. So normally the BV stays in the plan and accumulates for everyone in the line towards earning. When a UFO leader earns weekly or reaches the cap in the BV plan, they expand vertically by sponsoring and re-entering the 002 and 003, and the BV moves from the bottom up to secure their original BDCs and gets other people earning. So you need both, and it kind of doesn't happen. So the next click here shows that BV that normally would go into the BV plan and accrue up is going over to the IBV plan. So instead of BV is being moved to the IBV plan, resulting in slowing down the accrual earning of other UFOs that are on the team while it moves to the IBV plan, which is enough for the big leaders to earn. So when they move it, they have so many UFOs in such a large organization, when it gets moved over to the IBV plan, they end up earning, but the people that are in the BV plan don't see that BV accruing, slowing down their earning checks. Totally unintentional, but that's the net result, of it. So what we want to have happen is the BV to stay in the BV plan, because the other effect is that it also displaces or reduces the amount of the IBV and the shop.com products and the shopping annuity IBV, because you're using BV in the IBV plan. Now, there was a reason for it in the beginning, but it's kind of migrated and gotten to the point where it becomes so prevalent that it's affecting the balance between the plans and boomeranging, basically working against ourselves. So if you take a look at this slide, again, you have the same organization on the BV plan and IBV plan, totally transparent. The yellow stars show the leaders that are maxed out or earning weekly in the BV plan. And that automatically then earned in the IBV plan when MABV is used or moved to the IBV plan. Now, you should be able to understand that. they're large organizations, so we take the BV products and put them in the IBV plan. They're already maxed out at $1,500 to $2,100 or $3,600 a week in the BV plan, so now they automatically earn a check in the IBV plan that's really BV. It should stay in the BV plan. We have to understand that before we can address how to solve it. So moving MA, Market America BV to the IBV plan to earn twice on the same BDCs is reducing the BV accrued by other UFOs in the BV plan. And we all know that the way the plan works is we make money by others making money. When we max out on centers, we make more by multiplying our income by building downline and doing our 002, 003, all vertical, and reentries, all vertical in the same organization, which benefits everybody and allows you to secure your residual income. At the same time, you multiply your profit. So the idea of the IBV is now that we have a customer base and we have a UFO organization, everybody shops, everybody buys all types of things. We call it the ocean versus the lake. So you don't have to build more business, you just take the same organization and people transfer their shopping or their spending to the IBV plan, and on the same people you earn another check. But if you're moving BV into the IBV plan, it displaces that and reduces the amount of IBV that could be accumulating up the leg. So it's actually reducing both the BV side and the IBV side. So instead of that building vertically and the additional volume going down in the organization, it's moving over to the IBV side, and that also reduces the amount of IBV slowly accumulating towards checks. So this slide then shows the well-developed organizations. A lot of times on one side of an organization, there's a pretty strong group that's either stable or growing, and they do a regular amount of volume every week, like clockwork. So whether it be 5,000, 2,500, 10,000, or 1,000, it's there every week. And on one side of an organization, it qualifies it or puts it at brackets. And that has an effect on this because all they need to do is move some of that BV and the IBV plan to the other side. There's so many people in the organization that they'll automatically hit a check on the IBV plan that was meant for the BV plan, and it's just antagonistic. It works, the plans are competing for the volume. So again, we don't want to move the BV over to the IBV plan. And I know what you're thinking, don't get ahead of me. How do I qualify for the 10, 20, 30 without BV? Well, we're going to talk about that. So we don't want that effect. So fundamentally, there's certain principles within the MPCP that allow it to defy gravity. That's my saying. It does so many incredible things that no other plan can do. And it's like flying a 747 or 777. How does that get off the ground? Well, there's a vacuum under the wings. There's certain principles of physics that allow things to happen. And in our plan, it does miraculous things that have never been done before, but there's certain principles that it's based on. When you don't honor those principles, the thing stops working. Or it doesn't work as efficiently or as well as it was designed to. And, that's really what we want to have happen. We want it to be the most efficient, powerful engine ever created for you to develop a residual income. So a fundamental tenet of the MPCP is that each UFO builds the business from the bottom up with retail sales from the bottom up, working from the top down. In other words, the people at the top all work down at the bottom to expand the organization and build a solid foundation that regenerates volume going up. And everybody benefits from that. Everybody receives 100% credit on the volume without any dilution for a year, allowing people to accrue towards earning weekly commissions on the MPCP bracket scale. And people continue to climb. Teamwork makes the dream work, and it benefits everybody. One of the beautiful things about the plan. Now, you don't want to do anything to offset that or to dilute that. So when a leader maxes out on the cap of a BDC in the BV plan, the additional volume that comes in causes others who have not yet reached the cap to earn higher commissions, securing the income of the senior partners that are above by the people below, accruing more volume and earning. There's really no overflow in the BV plan. It really works to help other people earn once you max out. And you need both. You need both profitability and you earning, but you also need security and stability by other people earning, or it won't last. They'll disappear. Okay, and one of the things that people love is this synergy of everybody having the same economic interest and working together. So we're supposed to work, as you see the arrow on the left, at the bottom of the organization, even when we are earning the maximum. If you want to earn more, you multiply your income by building more downline and reentries or opening the inside legs of the 2 and the 3. We can sponsor downline and accelerate the whole process and getting more people, to earn. So in order to increase or multiply earnings, a leader or upper level UFO must re-enter or open the inside legs of the 002 and 003 in the same organization, and the BV banks fill up to double or triple their earning with the BV compounding in the same lines from the bottom up with everyone getting credit. That's the win-win-win situation. So anything that we do that departs from that or distracts from it or dilutes it or diverges from it becomes antagonistic or competing with the purposes of the plan. So allowing top UFOs to move BV from the BV plan to the IBV plan basically siphons off the BV volume accumulation out of the MPCP BV plan where the BV actually belongs. I mean, why do we have a BV plan and an IBV plan? Because they're different. BV belongs with BV and IBV belongs with IBV. So why did we allow it to be different? Because you can say we caused this. You let us do it. You encouraged us to use IBV. Well, I'm going to explain that. But sometimes at a certain point in your growth or development or evolution, something makes sense to do for a while in order to solve a problem. But later on, you need to go back to the original objectives and intent in order for it to work right. And that's about where we are today. I mean, if you remember our history, we went through a lot of things. There was a day that you had to add up your BV and your IBV, call everybody. There was a day that we had 7-packs. That didn't work. We had to get rid of them. There was a day that we had to put in requirements, and I almost had a mutiny or a civil war. But it was all done and thought out with the intentions of it being better for you and stabilizing your income and eliminating potential regulatory problems and making the plan work better, both for the field and the company. And you know what? I was right. I mean, I hate to say it, but you all agree today. So you have to have a little bit of trust in my knowledge and judgment when it comes to these type of things. But at any rate, allowing top UFOs to move BV from the BV plan to the IBV plan siphons off the BV volume accumulation out of the MPCP BV plan where the BV belongs. That BV is being moved into the IBV banks to lower the UFO's advantage. It's actually to their disadvantage and to the advantage of the upper level UFO. Doing it innocently or with no malice or no bad intentions, simply to qualify for the 10, 20, 30, then they realize, wow, we can move more into the plan and earn even bigger checks rather than keeping it in the BV plan. An innocent entrepreneurial zeal and creativity that, you know, everybody has and they should have. But I'm telling you, it's at a point where it doesn't work, and we've reached the limit with it, and we have a different set of circumstances today. So we need to get the engine overhauled and tuned up so it runs the way it's supposed to run. So this fundamentally undermines the MPCP to the advantage of the big pens or the big UFO leaders that are earning, and the disadvantage of the junior partners and the lower level newer UFOs that are trying to climb the bracket scale in the BV plan and slowly accumulate IBV right behind that. So in order to increase or multiply earnings, a leader or an upper level UFO must re-enter, not build horizontally. I mean, putting the BV in the IBV plan is almost like horizontal expansion because it's not going down, it's going in a different set of banks to earn again. So instead of that, we're supposed to open the inside legs of the 002 and 003 in the same organization in the BV banks to double or triple our income. And then the BV compounding in the same lines from the bottom up with everybody getting 100% credit with no dilution causes other people to earn, which is what creates a profitable, stable organization. So allowing top UFOs to move BV from the BV plan to the IBV plan simply siphons off the additional BV that could be causing other people to earn. So we're supposed to be building at the bottom, and the BV is going over to the IBV side. That reduces the amount of IBV that's there. So a second consequence of the practice diminishes the accumulation to earn on the IBV plan. It's just common sense. If you're using BV and you can use more than was originally intended, because we did make a mistake and expanded, it's going to displace more IBV because the qualifications and requirements are being met by BV. And it has a ratio of about $12.50 cost to $10. But that's the lake. You're supposed to keep that in the lake. The ocean may have a different ratio, but there are things that we're buying anyway, and it's a much bigger universe of everything else that we buy. So into the BV is being used to qualify for accrual and to load the plan towards earning a second MABV volume commission check through the IBV plan. It obviously displaces the more gradual accumulation of IBV from shopping and the shopping annuity. And with the introduction of the 10, 20, 30 super IBV bundles or packages, the double IBV on shop.com partner stores, and the one cart auto ship best deals that can be put on auto ship so you automatically get credit for them. And by the way, that was the original problem why we allowed BV to go into the IBV plan when we bought shop.com. You couldn't be guaranteed that your accrual requirements would be met with IBV because you didn't know when you would get credit for it. And that was very understandable. So to solve it and to get more people participating and adopting it so that they would have a reason to buy more IBV, do more transfer buying, and start to fill up those banks, we allowed the BV products, a small group of them, to satisfy the 10, 20, 30 accrual option. Then we expanded it to allow more. Basically, we're lobbied by some people, and they felt that it would make it easier and faster, and it would cause people to buy more IBV and do the shopping annuity, and it backfired because all it did was displace IBV. So I hope you can understand that. So with the introduction of all these new solutions, super IBV products and the polling on products used to increase the IBV, because when you all identify a product and we put it up and you nominate it and we vote and poll, we now have numbers. So we're able to go back and instead of people buying all different sources of a certain product, they're all buying the same source of a product, and we're able to leverage that to get the cost to go down and the IBV to go up. And that's a reality today. That's another change in our evolution that didn't exist before, and it's very, very positive. So it's a no-brainer to stay in the accumulation of the IBV plan as these things come out over the next few months. So it's time to make everything work together synergistically and maximize residual income by doing that with perfect alignment with the shopping annuity. And you saw all the four powerful initiatives that are coming together that are going to propel the shopping annuity to become a way of life. Now, you said you believed in that at the convention, okay? When the rubber meets the pavement, I really know what you believe, and that's right now. That's what this is about. Okay, so again, we have the exact same organization here, and this talks about the 50 BV cap. The reason we had to put the 50 BV cap in is that people were ordering, they realized, wow, I can earn a lot more checks in the IBV plan from the BV products that are allowed to be in the IBV plan because people already have customers for them and they use them. So it's an easy, persuasion. Hey, put an order in the BV plan. Some people are actually building the IBV plan first with BV products because they got a 2-year accrual. Well, we had to end that, of course, and we had to end unlimited amount of orders going into the IBV plan because it was competing with the BV plan. It was to the disadvantage of smaller or lower level people climbing up, and it basically undermined the system, or they were in competition and antagonistic. I think you can understand that. So the 50 BV cap and the 10, 20, 30 IBV accrual using BV products should really be in the BV program. Why do you have BV and IBV? Because they're totally different purposes, totally different profit margins, and it's basically supposed to be synergistic, where on the same organization and same customers, you don't need to build new legs or new business to be able to start to earn a second check on the same organization. So the reasons it was allowed years ago are long gone and behind us. Let me say that again. The reasons it was allowed originally, and I understand that you weren't doing anything illegal or wrong. We started it, and you took it as far as you could. Okay, fine. Frame that. Check it off. We all get that. We don't need to talk about it anymore. The point is, it doesn't work anymore, and it's working against us now. But the reasons it was allowed years ago were good reasons. It was to give you a way, when we bought shop.com, to ensure the 10, 20, 30 accrual. Now, when we had to do this, I even offered to not have the 10, 20, 30 accrual. But you guys have learned about requirements and how powerful they are and how they really work for the stability and profitability of the business, and it gives you volume that you can count on, and it makes the business work. So you didn't want there to be no 10, 20, 30 requirements. I felt that if people just did the shopping annuity and worked towards SAM, that volume would be there anyway. But fine, we basically went along with your request to keep the requirements. But wanting to have BV products do that long term, we gave you a grace period of about a couple more months to make the transition, but it's self-defeating long term. and it's not fair to the smaller people. And look, I don't want to get in an argument about this, but I'm going to tell you one thing. You're wrong, and I'm right. You didn't mean to be wrong. I didn't mean to make it happen. So can we just start over and put that behind us? And everybody's going to make more money as a result of it. So the reason it was allowed years ago and long ago were good reasons. But the best practice is to have the MABV products going into the not going into the IBV plan, to stay in the BV plan where they belong. Allowing IBV products to be used in the IBV plan it makes it easy to get UFOs to do because they already have customers. They already have customers that use the product, so it's an easy sell or pitch. Just, hey, put this order in the IBV plan, and it's going to add your IBV. But the real reason is the people in those circles have so many people downline that it'll cause them to earn a check, deplete the amount of IBV in the plan, and also reduce the BV in the BV plan that should be accruing to other people down below earning checks. That's the bottom line. Now, it siphons off BV and the BV MPCP, and the extra orders should stay in the BV plan. And somebody might say, well, they might not order it then if it doesn't go into the IBV plan to meet the qualifications. Why? I mean, why did they buy it? They didn't need it. They were inventory loading. They did it because of somebody's pressure or persuasion. No, there's good reason to have that additional product, and they just proved that they can use it. But it belongs in the BV plan. How? One, retail profits. They bought the product and they're going to sell it. Two, meet the SAM 500. That can go towards the SAM, the Shopping Annuity Master Member 500 BV per month goal, where they're converting spending into earning. And three, monthly or quarterly requirements, it helps satisfy them. So that it's not being extra product ordered for no good reason or no benefit. There's plenty of benefit. And then downline BV placement and a personally sponsored UFO BDC on transfer buying, accrual option, or auto ship. You know, and so we have several options to satisfy the IBV plan, and good reason to keep BV in the BV plan so that everybody makes more money in both plans. And so again, to drive this home, what we have happening is the BV is being moved or siphoned into the IBV plan, and there's no reason to do that anymore. 10 years ago, you know, we just bought Shop. The deals weren't that great. The IBV was lower. We didn't know when you were going to get paid. It's all different today. You know, we're really doing a great job. And the shopping annuity has changed. The IBV's going up. Everything that you need is there. I mean, it's just really working a lot better. So the same reasons don't exist. So at any rate, when we look at this, if you look on the left side, that is the IBV that would be ordered in the BV plan. Basically by looking at the genealogy and the distributor network report and the orders, this is the type of volume that would be going up in IBV, but it's being put into the IBV plan. Now, when you add it up, it would cause a lot of people that are the blue ones or the black ones, BDCs, to hit brackets and to earn checks. And that's not happening. So what we need to do is keep the BV on the BV side and not move that volume over. Now, what that does is creates an opportunity to meet all the requirements of 10, 20, 30, and SAM and shopping annuity in the IBV plan on the right side. So it shows the leaders that were earning IBV checks from Market America BV products on the other side. What we want to have happen is that BV volume stay in the BV plan. Now, if you look at the white arrows up, when you accumulate or add up all of that volume that's been moved over to the IBV plan, if it was kept in the BV plan, it's almost 3,200 BV in this organization, on the left organization, and 2,800 BV on the right, accumulating. Now, when that happens week after week or month after month, how many people in blue or the black BDCs where people are earning, occasionally, how many of them are going to hit additional checks? How many of them are going to start hitting brackets or cycle out? And that's what's really supposed to happen. So what about the IBV plan? Well, we have Super IBV, one cart auto ships, and best choices, the 10, 20, 30 bundles, all these things coming out. So the red lines of the accrued IBV from shop.com and Super IBV products that were being displaced by MABV products are now going up in the red lines on the right side in the IBV plan. So not only does everybody do better in the BV plan, but they start to accrue faster and accumulate in the IBV plan. So the red arrows are the new IBV from shop.com and Super IBV bundles, or one cart auto ship. IBV replaces the MABV, and it's used to now meet the 10, 20, 30 instead of BV. It's a simple solution. Now you can argue with me and say, oh, it's harder or whatever. Look, the plan is a plan is a plan. And what is happening doesn't work. It doesn't work short term or long term. It's one group's advantage and another group's disadvantage, and we're working antagonistically between the plans, and it's not aligned with the shopping annuity either. It doesn't make sense. We need to tune up the engine, overhaul it, and now we're at the point where it can work great, and we can really take off. So that's the bottom line. If somebody disagrees with that, they need to see me, because they don't understand the plan, and I do. I don't mean to be rough with you, but that's the bottom line. There's a certain point where I have to draw the line and say, look, what is, and what isn't. And unfortunately, this got a little out of hand, and it might be somewhat aggravating to have to make a couple changes in order to be much better off long term. Okay, so, the exact same organization, that BV should be going up to IBV, and instead of moving it over, we keep it in the BV plan, and you see it X'd out, and we keep the BV over there. And now on the IBV side, we have all of these special solutions with higher IBV products, bundles, packets, one cart, auto ship, Best Buys, and Super IBV like we have Super BV. All solutions to increase the amount of IBV flowing up. The white circles will still be earning faster, a second check, but everybody on the yellow side, BV side, you have more people earning, and eventually you then have more people earning on the right side. Instead of them competing and working antagonistically, they're working synergistically and are aligned with the shopping annuity that we're putting all types of power behind. So, that's the bottom line. We don't want what's happening on the left side to happen anymore. We want to keep the BV on that side, don't move it over, and there's plenty of good reasons. So, a major tenet of the MPCP has always been vertical growth, and downline BV placement in a personally sponsored UFO BDC or a reentry can always be used. But it's always been about building vertically until someone maxes out at $1,500 to $2,100 per week. Is that true or false? I think you would say true. I mean, how do you deny that? Now, they already have the organization in place that's shopping, that's spending money, that can now start to fill up with IBV products. They don't have to build a new organization. But in the BV plan, we're logically, when we're building downline, and everybody's building from the bottom up, adding people, re-entering, opening the 2, the 3, it's all vertical. It starts to fill up the banks. And the smaller people benefit from that. And when they max out, you have security. Then we open up the 2 or 3 and we do a re-entry. But it's all vertical in the same plan. We don't want to do anything to dilute that or siphon it off because it's equivalent to horizontal growth. So on the right side, we would have much more. I'm saying half of that BV on the left side stayed in on the right side. And so it would be accumulating up. So, half of it is 1,600 IBV and 1,400 IBV. Now, how many people is that going to get closer to a bracket? How many people is that actually going to cause to earn? And you know the power of that. So it would be 5,000 to 6,000 per month BV accumulation by keeping it in the BV plan, and 3,000 IBV per month if we used IBV products from the new packages and new products and shop.com to meet the qualifications and do the shopping annuity. It automatically accumulates up. So the only one that seems to benefit from this is upper level UFOs that are capped or maxed out on their top centers, earning $1,500 a week to $2,100 a week already in the BV plan. They have so many UFOs and BDCs in their organization that they immediately hit 1 to 4 checks that month on the same BDCs, getting a second check for BV, but in the IBV plan rather than the BV plan. And it slows down people's progress in the BV plan and displaces the more gradual volume of the IBV plan. So I can understand why they did this before. They didn't think about how it might affect somebody else or the total dynamics. I'm now telling you, so let's just get back on track. Okay, so you might be wondering, and it's a legitimate question, why did this happen or how did it happen? What happened to cause this? And I don't think it was anybody's intention for it to happen. It was actually a solution at the time that worked, and then it migrated to something that it really wasn't meant to be. So no one was breaking rules, and this migrated or evolved and was never intended to be the way it is today. It may be due to, let's call it entrepreneurial zeal, and creativity to optimize and maximize or leverage the earnings in the MPCP, which is a good thing. But it has boomeranged and is now self-defeating and not necessary. Sometimes things in life, in business, or in society go too far that weren't bad at a smaller stage that become a problem at a larger stage. I mean, I think we've all experienced that. So with the addition of the space age, powerful back office that everybody loves, that's in real time and gives you access to everything, along with the company's incentive program and promotion to allow a limited number of BV products to be used in the IBV plan. And by the way, it was only supposed to happen for 3 months. It went a year, and then it went 10 years. So who do you blame it on? We were just trying to make things the best for you and make it easier, and you were trying to find ways to maximize your profit, and fundamentally, it caused us all to trip. So, then the IBV products were increased, the number of them. Certain people pitched us on it, and to tell you the truth, it was a mistake and a decision. But we're always trying to do things and experimenting with things for the field, for the UFOs, to make it easier and faster. And we put them in promotions to see what the effect will be. And sometimes they backfire. Well, this happened gradually, and it has been done with good intentions in order to prime the IBV pump. That's why we did it when we bought shop.com. And it was to incentivize participation in the IBV plan. It was new to people, and they didn't really understand it. To transfer by on shop.com and kind of get the ocean making them another check rather than buying stuff elsewhere. And there needed to be a reliable way to meet monthly accrual option requirements. You couldn't really tell when that IBV from Shop.com affiliates or partners would come in, so we allowed it to do it with a few products, and it just grew from there and got out of hand. So no one, none of that was happening back then is true or relevant today. Everything's changed. The result is that BV and IBV plans are competing now, and the engine needs to be tuned up and overhauled, and we need to get it right. The BV and IBV plans and the shopping annuity need to be in alignment, and they need to be working together and synergistically like they were intended to. So right now, we, meaning the UFOs and the company, have our feet in two canoes going in opposite directions. We need everyone in the same boat rowing in one direction for bigger and faster long-term residual income. And there's going to be an explosion with the shopping annuity as a way of life, and this all works with it so that everybody will earn more money. So, at the end of the day, quantifying it, here's what is happening. When it was over 50 IBV, it was really out of hand, and we had to cut it off because 1,000 to 5,000 BV orders were going from the BV side in some organizations to the IBV side to get people to earn a second check on BV in the IBV plan and displacing actual IBV volume. Also reducing the numbers for us to be able to leverage in order to be able to get prices down and IBV to go up. So this shows the magnitude with 50 BV, which is a cap right now. If you look on the left side, with 100 UFOs, that's 5,000 BV right there that should be in the BV plan that's been moved out to earn in the IBV plan. With 50 UFOs in an organization, it's 2,500, 25, it's 1,250, even with 10, it's 500. Even 10 accruing up in the BV plan, causes people to get closer or to hit checks or to hit brackets on the way up, and that's the encouragement that they need. Even with 5 UFOs, it's 250, and that can get somebody to a $300 check. So the 50 BV per UFO in the Market America products used for IBV in the IBV plan by each UFO and the downline organization, it should go in the BV plan. And we're giving you a grace period in order to change that. Right now you can do it, but it's also displacing and competing with Shop.com brands and shopping annuity volume towards the SAM, which is what the IBV plan is all about and exists for. So I think you can understand that. So just another example, just going through the accrual program, even at 10 BV, the 100 UFOs in an organization, that's 1,000 BV displaced, 500 BV with 50, 25 UFOs, 250 BV, and with 10 UFOs, 100 BV. So when that's happening month after month, that accrual is being siphoned off out of the BV plan, and it also displaces the volume that should be coming up in the IBV plan. And I showed again to you with 20, 10, 20, 30. You can see with 100, it's 1,000 BV. With 50, it's 500 BV. The point being that there's a significant amount of BV that's being redirected into the IBV plan, creating a competition or an antagonistic relationship between the two banks or plans. So, and it can make a difference in the BV plan for people, and they can start to see results faster in the IBV plan. So this shows the magnitude of accumulation using the 20, and then with the 30, which is the max. Well, 50 is the max, but the top level accrual requirement, monthly accrual requirement, and again, it's 3,000 BV that's being siphoned off or redirected to the IBV plan, and also reduces the amount of real IBV and shopping annuity volume that would come up. Okay, you know, the great thing about these slides in this presentation is that almost everything that I say is in text or print on the slide, and as you click through it, it takes you step by step through the process and the logic. So you'll be able to use this. You can use a MeetON presentation, or you can just use a slide. So here's a summary, the bottom line explanation of this. You know, before the 50 BV cap, a UFO would look at the back office on Friday and see in the IBV plan where two sides for legs were on a BDC, and they could see where they are and where they could hit a check. And they'd encourage everyone to put in an order for MABV products in the IBV plan to hit brackets and checks. And quite often 500 BV to 1,000 BV in orders of products that they already could sell or have customers for or could use was not uncommon. I mean, those orders happened all the time, and they went into the IBV plan. So an average of 2,500 BV to 5,000 BV was ordered and frequently placed in the IBV plan rather than the BV plan, so that senior partners that were maxed out in their BDCs in the BV plan that were close to qualifying or already qualifying would earn a second check on BV, not in the BV plan, but the IBV plan. So this meant, on the right side, it meant less BV was done in the BV plan to accrue towards many people in each line hitting checks or being closer or hitting brackets. The BV should have gone into building downline vertically in the inside legs or re-entries. And some leaders went as far as to encourage their teams to build the IBV plan first with BV because there was a longer accrual period at the time. So products that would accrue for 2 years rather than 1 year in the BV plan versus the IBV plan were being siphoned off. So this not only worked against the MPCP for everyone else, so that the top people can earn another check at the top of the organization, but it displaces IBV volume and accumulation towards IBV checks. So it's kind of like a double whammy or two strikes. And it's basically, in a way, double dipping, not illegal, and getting paid twice on the BV plan rather than, you know, building the business the way it's supposed to be from the bottom up that benefits everyone in the organization, and then using the IBV plan with the shopping annuity to earn yet another check from the ocean on the same organization. So, you know, this slide basically shows the competition or antagonistic relationship between the BV banks and the IBV banks, you know, by doing this. Instead of climbing brackets in the BV plan, the BV was moved to the IBV plan, which reduces IBV accumulation, and it's just not a good thing. So BV was never intended in the IBV plan. That's why there's two plans, two separate plans, because they're different. And there are two banks for a reason, and it's like mixing oil and water. They just don't mix. I know that we did it. We did it for a good reason, though, as a temporary solution. But now it depletes BV accumulation from growing UFOs and leaders that should be working in depth and building the inside legs of 002 and 003 or re-entering to multiply their income rather than trying to earn a second check in the same centers that they already are earning weekly on in the BV plan now in the IBV plan because they're maxed out in the BV plan. It sounds like a tongue twister. But at any rate, this reduces or works against team earning, which is what the plan's all about, and vertical multiplication of income that everyone benefits from. Limited BV was allowed in the IBV plan 10 years ago for a reason, for a limited period of time, and of course it was a good reason to get people accruing in the IBV plan and adopt it and then buy more IBV products by transfer buying. The reasons no longer exist, and there's plenty of shop.com brands, and IBV is higher and it's rising, and the adding of super IBV and the 10, 20, 30 package for things that you have to buy anyway every month and you save money on with a ratio of 25 to 50% IBV to cost with significant savings at the same time on things that you already have to buy is the solution. So I hope that we can all agree on that. So when we look at it from a macrocosm, you have over 2 million per month or 24 million per year displaced or siphoned off out of the BV plan into the IBV plan, and that's not a good thing. So the way the plan is supposed to work is that when you reach the cap on a BDC, you must get other people to earn before opening the inside legs and repeating the process and re-entries, which benefits everybody above. What happens when top pen levels have huge organizations and instead of doing that, they're able to siphon the BV off and put it into the IBV plan to earn, even though it is BV and not IBV. What is wrong with this? That it affects people unfairly or to their disadvantage. Everything that we do in the plan is supposed to be to everybody's advantage. So it's not what the plan was intended to do. It also displaces IBV that should be done in order to earn in the IBV plan. So it's kind of a double whammy. It dilutes the shopping annuity volume, it weakens the MPCP, and is just not right and needs to be corrected. And that's what we're doing, correcting it. So everyone knows the tenets of the plan, and this was not meant to happen. It's just that simple. So everyone is supposed to work towards maximizing their income in the 001, maxing it out by building downline, and all the BV helps the team earn as well at the same time, which secures that residual income. So what happens when on the same people an organization can put the volume in another bank where I already have enough people to earn checks? It creates a disparity. It creates an antagonism. It creates a competition, and that's not supposed to happen. So over 2 million per month of MA branded BV is being placed in the IBV plan per month. Understand that it is not IBV and was never intended to go there. How does it make sense to have an IBV plan for internet volume and shopping and to load it with BV to earn again on the same organization transparently? It doesn't make any sense. And that's not the plan or how it works. So that volume is supposed to go downline in the BV plan for people to accumulate towards brackets and earning checks. And it's also legally, it's legal double dipping. Nobody did anything wrong, but it doesn't work. That's the bottom line. And it was allowed for a while, but we now need to get past it. So with the rise of the shopping annuity and what we discussed at convention, I'm not going to repeat everything, but if you understand that we have 6 things that nobody else has that makes what I talk about in the shopping annuity becoming a reality very shortly, you need to shift your thinking. And of course, those 6 things you should memorize: a monetized network of 160,000 entrepreneurs and 6 million customers connected, a universal shopping cart, only a couple out there like Amazon and shop.com where people can buy everything, and have the products, every product that one buys in products we have or can have, an assessment tool and technology to identify spending and match product to people and people to product. They couldn't otherwise do that because they don't know where the money went, and it's impossible then to match the product to them so that they can convert their spending into earning. Then a financial vehicle or technology to convert into residual income. If you don't have that, it's all for naught because you can't actually turn it into a yield for people. And then a tracking system, a footprint, like the movie example, organic, or it just follows wherever people meet people or know people, it tracks it, and it also does it for the vendors, partners, brands, merchants, and MA brands so that we can use that economic muscle, power of numbers to force the price down, get a piece of the margin, and stick it in BV and IBV for you and your customers, because it's eventually going to be a client program to earn. So those are the 6 assets. the bottom line is, do you agree or not? These 6 things are required to do it. We have them. We can do it. We are the disruptor. Or are you going to get on board and be part of it? And of course, talking about right now, in the next 3 months, there's 4 things that are happening that are good reason for you to make sure that you continue your accrual on the IBV plan, because you don't want to miss out on the explosion. And that's digital aggregation, really one-to-one marketing and polling at its finest by nominating and then narrowing to get the best deals on products. Then the Uberization, the functionality and the assessment list, mirroring and following your lifestyle makes it easy and fun, very natural. Then product matching, instead of you searching and trying to find the products, we match you with the products from the assessment. And finally, the concierge, where this new concierge service and pseudo one cart, it looks like a one cart. They order the product for you. You get expert help in making orders. It changes everything. So are you ready? A much better solution than what has been going on is simply this. Downline BV placement and a personally sponsored UFO BDC on transfer buying accrual option or auto ship can be done in the BV plan rather than moving into the IBV plan. The only reason it's allowed and the thing that it accomplished in the past is meeting the 10, 20, 30 accrual option, not to lose credit in the IBV plan with delayed or unreliable crediting of IBV from partner stores. That was a reality back then. That's no longer the case, and we're providing many great options to satisfy the IBV monthly accrual option. So you'll see that on the next slide. But regardless, it makes no sense anymore, and everyone will benefit from the new program, and it's designed for faster success and earning. The options and solutions for doing the IBV accrual option of the 10, 20, 30 or more, plus the shopping annuity working towards growing to the SAM. You grow just like you grow in the business, which is on the next slide. All works to say you need to do it this way. With that in mind, anyone who believes in the shopping annuity and in the MPCP, the BV and IBV, will definitely want to stay in the IBV plan by transitioning to one of these options. With the 4 major initiatives that I just went over, accelerating the shopping annuity and the IBV plan, you don't want to lose the accrued IBV that you already have and miss the coming surge of IBV that will result from these programs. We're at crossroads, so where are you? So here's the good news. The good news is that you have a couple months to get this done and transfer over in order to continue benefiting from the IBV plan and the coming acceleration of the shopping annuity and the 4 powerful programs coming together to drive the shopping annuity. The time has arrived. So you have great selections. You know, the examples were all shown in the international convention. They're no-brainers. They're high IBV consumables on shop.com, and everyone uses and buys these monthly with big savings from one-cart stores, and they can be put on auto ship for the IBV 10, 20, 30, not worry about whether you're going to get credit in time by your Q date. And this includes things like hand wipes and trash bags and condiments, and the list goes on and on. I suggest you go back to the convention presentations and review them. So we'll have super IBV products, trash bags, wet wipes, etc., that we take in-house or negotiate special deals based on your input and the polling data from our collective buying power voting process. You all saw how that worked. It's already a reality. It's already benefited you. We've already come out with products. It's a way of life now in Market America. These products will cost less and have higher IBV. Without naming products or specific examples, maybe a set of breakfast items for the for 20 BV that costs $50 that would normally cost $78 anywhere else on Amazon or a store that everyone agrees everybody buys monthly, saving $28 or often 40 to 50% of your cash purchase. You can refer to Chris Peddycord's shopping annuity presentation or Don Martin's examples in the Marc Ashley presentation from the International Convention for specific examples. So now we have super IBV, kind of analogous to SABV. You know, packages or bundles of a group of products that are exactly 10, 20, or 30 IBV and deliver an undeniable savings. So there can be no argument that you're not spending less money, and you would spend that money anyway every month. So we'll be introducing some of these based on what ambassadors found, while also using digital aggregation and voting every month to continue developing new products. It's going to happen from now on forever, you know, and we'll always be coming out with things that'll drive the IBV and hot products on the BV side. So if you were at the International Convention or listened to it on MeetON.com, you heard about the 4 initiatives to make the shopping annuity better. I just went over them. But by doing the shopping annuity and working towards being a SAM, just like building the business, it doesn't happen in one step, it's a process. It'll generate more than 10, 20, 30 IBV, way more, and it would be more like 100, 250, or you know, on 1,000. So on $1,000 a month, you're going to have plenty of IBV, way over the 10, 20, or 30, and that's the way you want to go. So this slide summarizes those 4 points of why you should stay in the IBV plan and accrual system and get with the shopping annuity now and start to have a rebirth in Market America, a second win. A much better solution is here now, folks. It's not like it was in the old days. So don't lose your accumulation of IBV credit and miss the rise in IBV from the new shopping annuity product game changers. You know, people will be doing it below you regardless. Even if you, you know, I call it mental constipation, or you have a hang up, or you're confused. I understand all that. I love you. But you just understand, it's so powerful that people below you will do it, and you don't want to lose credit for what happens. So the reasons to do the IBV program is stay on the 10, 20, 30 accrual program. First is under the new program, BV and IBV work together and not against each other. One does not displace the other, and that means more money for everybody. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. BV should be left in the BV plan, accruing for everyone and driving more people accumulating BV and earning checks. You want to see your people earn checks, and this helps that happen. The additional BV that was being put into the IBV plan to earn IBV checks can be used to reach the 500 BV goal for the SAM, so it's not lost. And the IBV plan will be transitioned to use only IBV products from shop.com. That's going to happen anyway. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. So the Super IBV and the one-card auto shop best choices, this is a much better solution. So there's no reason to have any anxiety, you know, or mental trauma over it. Just get with the program. It's going to be fun. It's all going to work. You know, give me a chance, will you? Just do it my way and see if it doesn't work. It's just like requirements 15, 20 years ago. You're going to love it. And this should generate new IBV accumulation for everyone and supporting doing the shopping annuity, which is going to be explosive. So here's the reasons to stay on the plan and do the 10, 20, 30 accrual right now. The 6 assets that I mentioned that Market America has that nobody else has are going to start to work along with the 4 initiatives to make that shopping annuity a way of life where we can create our own economies and everybody's going to be hitting checks. So those 4 projects, that's a big reason to stay in the program. I'd hate to see you, you know, lapse or not make the move and lose out on all of that. I mean, remember, the guys in the beginning, like the Webbers and Keepers and, Bowlings, et cetera, so many others, things weren't perfect back then. But they bought in, and they believed, and they made it happen, and look what happened to them. So I want that to happen to you here. So the use of polling and the coming of the Super IBV products and other enhancements of the Shopping Annuity and IBV products alone is enough reason to stay on board and to make it happen. You saw it happen at the convention. We demonstrated it to you. This is not theory or hypothesis. It's now reality. And then the accelerated growth and ease and improvements of the shopping annuity discussed at the convention are all game changers. So stay in the game because the game changers are going to work for you. So it all adds up. The more BV accruing, more UFOs earning, and built right from the bottom up. And more IBV accruing, more UFOs earning in the IBV plan, and again, built right from the bottom up. Just doing the fundamentals that we teach. Okay, so that's it on BV and IBV and the IBV plan and the shopping annuity and the synergy and the alignment of them. And I hope that I made the sale. I hope that you took this to heart, you see the logic, and you believe me, and you believe in what we're doing. Okay, so another question, and I'm going to wrap up right now. The big question or debate that's been going on is which is better, cash back and lower, like current IBV for UFOs with the same cash back for customers as we do now, or as we did, for the last few years, or cash back for customers only with possible lower prices and higher cash back to them, and no cash back for UFOs, but double IBV with the best or lower prices and double IBV. Which is better? Well, you can argue it to the end of the earth, but which is better? Bear in mind something though. The cash back was always intended and it was designed as a customer acquisition and retention program. It wasn't really put in for UFOs, although, as we always do, we try to give you everything. We try to make it easier, better. We try to grease the slids. So we tried to allow it for the best customers, UFOs too. But that wasn't the reason for creating it. It was primarily for UFOs and USOs to keep and get more customers. Everybody wants more customers. Everybody wants repeat customers. That's what cashback was for. So if you're doing the business correctly and building from the bottom up, you're going to see a long-term better effect from using cashback to get customers and having more IBV from everybody getting customers and doing the shopping annuity and hitting checks than you would the way we have been doing it. So double IBV plus, over double, plus cash back for customers was a business decision and a marketing decision. And it was weighed very carefully by the executive sales team, who are all UFOs. We're all in the same boat. But the erosion of the adjusted gross profit on affiliate, e-commerce, processing, fulfillment, commission averaging, which I'll show you in a minute, eroded the margins, making both IBV and cashback diluted and less attractive and effective to either group, customers or UFOs. You didn't have high enough IBV, right? And you would like to see higher cashback. Or would you like to see lower prices, the best prices? You see, there's two ways to go about that. But with that, we're doing what we're doing with the IBV and shopping annuity and polling. We know this will be a favorable improvement for everyone because generally we're going to have lower prices and for UFOs, higher IBV, and you'll be getting more customers that drives more IBV. So at any rate, I know you don't understand all the things that we deal with, but this is not the simplest business in the world. This is a spreadsheet of miscellaneous processing costs and internet marketing costs or fulfillment fees that keep creeping up and increasing in the parasite network or the supply chain or the service chain in internet marketing. So weeklyshop.com sales and order reports showing transactions, costs and fees, and profit, if any. The cost has eroded the commission amount that we use to pay IBV and cash back by about 1/2. It's cut into it. Even though we do much higher volume and would think that we would get better commissions, it's just not the commission. It's all the things that get deducted from it. So this doesn't even include shipping, and we have free shipping offers and promotions, and we're basically eating that to make the program work for you. And it's not about us. It's about how can it be better for both the customer and the UFO. So this report goes on for several pages covering thousands of partners, vendors, affiliates, and we have to look at it every week. So it's a weeklyshop.com sales and order report showing transactions, costs and fees, profit, if any, and the costs have eroded the commission amount that we use to pay IBV and cash back by about 1/2. Even though we do much higher volume and would expect it to be better, it's not turning out that way. This does not even include shipping and whatnot. We continue to pay the same cash back and the same IBV, and we eat the rest, but we want it to be higher. So the weeklyshop.com store partner supplier report and costs, it's the model for one cart and affiliate data. It has these columns in it, and you take the commission. Just understand this: a company has 100 products, 500 products. Only 5 of those products are real sellers that you love and order all the time, and we have high volume. But the commission that we get is being averaged with the rest of them. So what could be 20% is 10%. What could be, if we just cherry pick those 5 products and made a deal with them, could be, 5% could be 10%, 10% could be 20%. So we want to get off of that averaging program. So the commissions are split between cashback and IBV. And there's 2% towards all these marketing fees, but the marketing fees and processing fees have exceeded 2%. So we're supposed to have an adjusted gross profit after commissions of 21%. We're lucky if we get 2% or 4% at this point. We're not complaining, we do it anyway to get adoption in the program. But you have to understand that this is eroding where we could potentially have higher cashback or higher BV. So you got credit card transactions, 2 to 3%, channel advisor feed and transaction process, it varies, at least 1%, referral fees, it varies, merchant of record transaction fees. These have all grown and creeped over the last 10 years, since we started, and we're absorbing them. The adjusted gross profit is supposed to be 21%, but it ranges now from a loss to 0% to 10%, maybe averaging under 5%. But Market America eats the loss, and we still aren't. That would be okay if we were hitting grand slam home runs, and it was really causing things to fly. If the resulting offers on cashback and IBV is not that great or as great as we would all like them to be, because we translate the entire amount that we get in commission right back into the 2 pots. But it's 2 pots. It's split in half. So when you split it in half and it's already being eroded, you end up with just okay cash back and not that great IBV. And there's 2 different interest groups. If we were able to just do cash back for customers, it would be higher. If we could just do IBV and use all of the commission for UFOs, the IBV would double. With all the other things that we're doing, we're going to drive the price down anyway. It costs less, but the IBV goes up. So look, Abraham Lincoln once said, and boy, do I identify with this statement, you can please some of the people all of the time, all of the people some of the time, but never all of the people all the time. So someone is not going to be happy. I'm sorry. You know, we have to make decisions based on what is best for everybody and that will advance the program and get us to the next level. We vetted and debated it with the executive sales team, and they unanimously approved this solution, and we vetted it and discussed it with the Shopping Annuity ambassadors, and they all agreed. And the point is this, that there are 2 or 3 different interest groups, and they can be reduced basically to 2. Customers or potential customers and UFOs, especially those on the IBV plan or shopping annuity. And we give both cash back on one hand and IBV on the other to those UFOs. They're both lower than they could be if you paid, if you did one or the other rather than both and separated the 2 groups. Well, the customers want a better price. We're going to drive the price down anyway. So we can give them a better price than we can give them cash back, but we can make that cash back. They like cash back. That attracts customers and keeps customers. They have a different interest than the UFO. So you can't please everybody because there's not enough money to go around and make a deal for either group. Both groups are diluted. They're less than they could be. But if we separate them, both will be better. So there's 3 or 4 interest groups, customer and prospective customers and UFOs and shopping annuity members on the IBV program. Giving them both cashback and IBV satisfy both interest groups at once, but it dilutes both. It makes them less. The commission is split between 2 groups with the different interests, and it makes it less or not as good for each one. So cashback was always to get more customers and customer loyalty, repeat orders. New UFOs want more customers, right? And higher cashback gets them more customers, and it'll increase that. But they want IBV. That's what they're in the plan or in the business for that reason. So UFOs building the business and doing the shopping annuity want to see higher IBV in order to earn checks in the IBV plan. Isn't that what everybody wants? So this will double the accumulation or hitting brackets. Think about that all the way up your organization. Both new and older UFOs get more benefit out of getting more customers or preferred customers, and we believe that this will help with that. The builders who duplicate want to see IBV checks earned faster, and that will leverage more action in the shopping annuity, which will all work together synergistically. See, we really have thought this out. So Forrester Research and other major marketing research firms poll shoppers and analyze shopper data, and they state that customers or shoppers prefer lower prices or discounts and savings over customer loyalty programs. So we'll be able to offer better or lower prices by doing this. We're keeping cash back for the customers, but let's see how far we can drive the prices down. And our program is to cherry pick the best sellers and not average commissions. Will actually lower prices. And our campaign and initiative with digital aggregation that you saw at the convention allows you to help with this and identify, nominate, narrow, and vote for products that everyone uses, and use those numbers to lower prices and get higher cash back or IBV. So participate and give it a chance. So what if we had lower prices than anyone else? Would that be better than cash back? So you're not thinking this from every angle. What about the position that a new UFO takes a while to earn BV or IBV checks, and cash back satisfies them in the beginning while they're getting started? I hear that occasionally. So I think that there's a better solution, that you're confusing yourself. They didn't get into business to earn $25, $50, or even $100 cash back. They got into business because they love the product, and the opportunity gives them a chance to make some retail profit and then maybe develop a substantial residual income. So that's why they got in. We suggest that they benefit greater by separating cash back to customers and higher IBV to UFOs. They're going to get more customers anyway from that program. But they'll get more customers. You should be emphasizing that they're getting Market America products at wholesale at a tremendous savings. Where else can you get that? I mean, that's the big deal. And assist them in making some sales for Market America products and retail profits, which will be much more rewarding for them, short-term and long-term, with repeat customers than just a few bucks cash back. Help them sponsor some people and do the ABC pattern to earn a $300 check quicker as real proof of concept and a reward. That's what gets them going. But you say, you just want to use, oh, they need cash back, and not look at the other side of the coin. Do you think that you are always right just because of what you think without reason? We have good reasons, and I think we have a good record too. So why don't you take the advice of a coach and try it this way before you make up your mind. Help them with the shopping annuity so that they can have savings immediately on their current purchases and start converting spending into earning. Isn't that what the business is all about? I mean, we just didn't do this out of the clear blue sky. We vetted it, we discussed it, we debated it with the executive sales team. They agreed 100% that higher IBV for UFOs and higher cash back for customers is a better program because the UFOs will get more customers and they'll get more IBV. So we discussed this with the shopping annuity ambassadors, and they preferred this strategy and program over what we have done in the past. But you disagree. So because you disagree, we can't win, right? We can't do it. You're going to be upset. Come on, get with the program. Be part of the solution rather than the problem. It aligns what we're doing with the shopping annuity. You saw the initiatives discussed at the international convention. We're just trying to win. And with the shopping annuity and IBV plan being synergistic and working better, and all this stuff we're doing with the shopping annuity, we need to maximize the IBV to people and create a program that gets more customers than ever before by not splitting the commission and making it better for customers separately and better for UFOs separately. So look, let me give you one piece of advice. Don't get stuck on the dot. Don't get stuck on the dot. And oh, I know you're not getting stuck on the dot. You have all your reasons. You're getting stuck on the dot. Okay? Give it a chance and try it before you take a position. That's all I'm asking. You know, and I'm going to tell you something. I want to have fun. You want to have fun. Let's put these issues aside, get with the program, build it right, and watch what happens. That's how we made it happen, and now we're going in orbit. I mean, we're bringing outer space down to Earth to change the world, and it's going to change your business, and you're going to be very successful. I'll see you at the top.